Hey. Okay, well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Healthy Joints, Healthy Lifestyle Show. And for those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Arinola Dada, and I help people with joint pain become pain-free and get their immune system back on track. Well, today I have one of my dearest friends, Dr. Tolulope Olabintan. Dr. Tolulope is a Christian. First of all, let me back up. She's an amazing human being. Okay, then she is a wife, a mother, a family physician, the family physician to go to in Living. She has a clinic and she's the founder of Living Spring Family Medical Center, where she helps people live long and well because she believes that the quality of life is just as important as the quantity of life. So she's a speaker, a mentor, a writer. She is the bomb. So I am so happy that Dr. Tolu has decided to spend some time with us, and we're going to talk about diet and how do we live better, and how do we live better through diet. So Dr. Tolu, please, thank you so much for coming, and tell us a little bit about why you do what you do.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm honored and delighted. Always a pleasure hanging out with you virtually or in real life. So this is good. Why do I do what I do? I believe this is a calling. I find my joy doing it. I love, having as a result of someone meeting me, their quality of life is improved. It's like little burst of joy for me. So, and then I get paid to do so. Hey, win, win, win. So that's why it's a passion point. It's a calling for me. So I love it. I love what I do.
How did you get to be, so how does somebody, I mean, you are just the extrovert. You are energetic. You are you're
I want to
energetic.
talk. I want to talk. Mhm.
You're energetic, you're amazing, you just give everything. When I watch you talk about your patients and talk about the patient interaction and just how you impact them. Like anybody that follows you on your feed, knows how passionate you are about diet and how people can use diet to modify kind of their lives. I hear you talking to your patients about diet, lowering their blood pressure, getting their weight under control. So tell me a little bit about how that part of medicine really resonates with you.
So I'll be honest with you, going to med school, we learned the medications. I'm so, so thankful. Let me get that, out of the way, that we live in an era where medications are an option because there's a gift. They're a gift. What I think we have kind of gone too far away from is using our foods, our lifestyles as ways to enhance our quality of life. So I do believe in the combination. So you hurt, yeah, medications you can take, there are foods you should avoid, there are foods you can eat to help with the inflammation, right? The exercises you could do, just like going to a physical therapist. So for me, it's how can we minimize the risk of side effects from medications? How can we teach you things that actually help you feel better? And they're part of your day-to-day. It's not all about don't eat this, don't eat this. Like do these things so you feel better, and so you stay long, you live long enough to enjoy those things you're looking forward to. And also in my own personal life, I've seen the difference when I've eaten healthy, when I haven't. I've seen, patients who've gone on Daniel fasts over maybe the new year, the end of the year into the new year. Like, yeah, doc, my joints didn't hurt as much. And I'm like, there you go, more fruits, more vegetables, more whole grains. How about we do a modified version so it's sustainable? So these things work. Hey, so why not share them? And it's free.
Well, imagine that. Give us an example. I mean, we mentioned a little bit about, people want to know, I think we know cut down salt for blood pressure, for instance, because that affects the whole body. Even though I'm a rheumatologist, I still think about my patient's blood pressure. So tell us a little bit about, what are the things that people can actually do? They've been told, like on the first time, hey, looks like their blood pressure may be a little high. Any hints about what they can do before they kind of start getting on the next medication, would you think?
So for blood pressure, I tell them, it's hard to say don't eat salt. I mean, come on, our taste buds, you're used to salt, it's going to taste like that. And my goal is not for you to, not enjoy your meal. So it becomes little things like, how about you cut down the amount of salt or delay the timing of adding the salt? You notice that when you cook salt from the beginning of a meal to the end of the meal, it loses its saltiness. So why don't you wait till the food is almost ready, then you add the salt? So you still get the enhanced flavor from the salt, but not as much. So that's one. And then it's modifying the taste by adding things like olive oil, cilantro, spices, things that make your taste buds dance and say, hey, this is cool. You know, other options outside of salt. So that's one. Two, they're actually foods that help lower blood pressure. Bananas are one. Bananas help lower your blood pressure. Kale is good. Hibiscus tea, sweet potatoes, not sweet potato pie. I have had a patient tell me I ate a lot of sweet potato pie. That's not what I mean.
Thank you, doctor.
Sweet potatoes, you could just slice them, put a little olive oil, put spices, over, you know, put it in the air fryer, and you get a nice meal with sauces that, you know, I use traditional Nigeria stews and eforibo and things
Yeah.
like that. So I'll mix it together. So they're foods that actually can help lower your blood pressure. But the biggest thing I'll say is the salt, and look for other ways to enjoy your meals without as much salt based on what I talked about before. And if you're eating out a lot, especially in Texas, I think, you know, a lot in South, you're eating a lot of salt. I've looked at the salt content of different foods, different meals. So I know that, okay, with the French fries, you got to cut it down, or Chick-fil-A is better than McDonald's when it comes to the saltiness, you know. So I've kind of looked and see which is the lesser evil. It's all, and the goal here is not for you to go from I eat meat, I eat everything, to I don't eat anything but green stuff. No, it's just little things over time. They add up. I'm just encouraging.
1% better, 1% better, right?
1% better.
Yeah,
That's right.
1% better. Okay. You know, so what about, you know, I think the two big things about, you know, people who are like pre-diabetes, I think high blood pressure and people whose blood sugars are kind of, you know, beginning to kind of, not when you're, you know, totally full-blown diabetic. What are the things that we can do more preventatively, right, to not get into that full-blown diabetes?
Get to know what foods raise your sugar. We know that processed starches or processed carbs raise your sugars pretty quickly and stay up, you know, high for a while. Whereas those that are not processed, you know, they shoot your sugars up, but keep it in a steady state. But sometimes people are not quite sure what that means. Oh yeah, I will reduce processed carbs. I won't eat donuts because they taste sweet. I won't eat grapes because they taste sweet. But I'll eat rice. I'll eat bread. They don't taste sweet, or they not correct. So it doesn't have to be sweet tasting to raise your
Yeah,
sugars.
blood
When it's
sugars.
processed, so the more it is changed from its natural form, the higher the likelihood. It may not be a cut it out, it may be cut it down. For
Yeah.
those of you who are able to purchase a continuous glucose monitor, I strongly recommend that. It's one of the best things you could do when it comes to lifestyle. You put that thing on, it lasts 2 weeks, some 10 days, and you can see in real time the decisions you make, how they affect your sugar level. Like you take a brisk walk and you see, oh, my sugars came down. I should do that more. Oh, I drank that healthy fruit juice. I drank it.
Smoothie.
It shut up. Well, I drank that smoothie that was laced with sugar, and they put so much fruits, they didn't put enough, maybe veggies to balance it. Then your sugar. So you start to make decisions and say, my body is talking to me in real time. Let me adjust. So as far as foods, find out what are processed, what are non-processed. What does that mean? Can you substitute white rice with brown rice? Let me share this hack. Brown rice can be a little rough, like literally very fibrous. I have found that if I cook it to an oblivion, meaning I let it cook a little longer, it gets as soft as the same consistency as white rice. I have gotten to trick people into eating it by just presenting it and not telling them what it is. And I will use like chicken broth sometimes to cook it, almost like fried rice, add veggies, put my seasonings, bam.
Wow. Have you made jollof rice yet out of
I
brown
tried
rice?
it. I tried it.
Mhm.
No.
Well, yeah, jollof rice is it's kind of like
Oh,
it's a rice with sauce that we love. We love to eat in Nigeria. The brown rice, there's still going to be a hack for it one day, I'm sure. Okay, now before we totally go off topic, Dr. Tolu, can you tell me about a patient? I mean, you've had so many successes with your patients, but can you tell me about one patient who really kind of stands out as someone who's really had an amazing outcome after working with you?
I mean, I know we talked about blood pressure. I've gotten people off blood pressure medicines. I've gotten off their diabetics medicines while doing the things. And over time, I don't want to say it happens overnight, but there's one patient who I remember very, very vividly. She came to me, panic attacks, anxious, very high blood pressure, of course, from the anxiety too, very afraid, to do things, go out, by the time we're done talking about, lifestyle habits, sleeping well, changing how you think, even through challenges, like, are they as bad as they appear? Is there a solution? Is your mind saying there's no solution? You're stuck. Fast forward, maybe I'll say 6 months to half a year, she's running marathons. She got
Oh, okay now.
she got dogs. I mean, it was such a radical transformation, but it was a question of, the coaching during sessions he has material to go watch in between visits, what are 3 things you're going to say to yourself every day, or how are we going to prioritize sleep, or how can you learn to ask for help and communicate what you want or what your goals with your partner. So little conversations like that. And of course, take your medicine, exercise, let's do blood work, other things, but also going to root cause, like, why are you anxious? What's going this? Panic attacks suck. How can we help it from not happening too often? So that story really resonated.
Wow.
I still remember her vividly. I'm looking at her face as I'm talking to you.
Wow. And so, that is the extra touch that Dr. Tolu Olabintan brings to the table, right? Is I'm hearing the bread and butter, yes, go ahead, take your medicine, exercise. But, she's really looking at the deep cause of the issue, right? And also coaching her patients in between. Those are the things that kind of make my dearest Dr. Tolu Olabintan as special as, and that is why her patients have amazing results. Well, Dr. Tolu, can you tell us, we're going to put the links at the end of the video, but can you tell us, how can people find you?
So I am on the World Wide Web, website www.livingspringmedicals.com. You can also follow me for more content on social media, Instagram. I'm Dr_Olabintanmd. You can also find me on YouTube. Same thing, Dr_Olabintan. I changed it a little bit. I think that's it. But Google me, Dr. Olabintan, and you find the things.
And you will find all the reviews from her patients, because she is just phenomenal and fantastic. Well, thank you, Dr. Olabintan, for sparing this very precious time with us. And we'll see you later.
Thank
Take
you
good
so
care.
much.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.